house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this speech a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
What's up?
With us on the ones and twos is Bam.
Yo.
Episode 120. The Final Four is here. We are on to San Antonio. We're going to recap a very profitable Elite Eight and then give you our best bets for the Final Four, and then we'll get back in the studio for the National Championship. Hit the like and subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening. We appreciate you. This is about as chalky as it gets. We told you. I felt going in when we did our bracket breakdown, I said, you're going to see a lot of the favorites win. And reason being, it just is what it is. I felt like it was a two-man race going into the year, or at least going late down the stretch in the season. It was Auburn and Duke. But then a lot of people felt like Florida looked like the best team in the country. And then Houston ran roughshod through the Big 12 yet again. Only lost one game in regulation all year. This is what you get. This is an unprecedented top four best teams in the country by far, and they all ran the table to the Final Four in San Antonio. Do you feel like this tournament's been a letdown?
No. It kind of just reminds you of like the way football's been playing out with the college football playoff now, where there's not really a whole lot of upsets. I think it's the first time ever that there wasn't an upset in the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight.
Yeah, SMU goes to Penn State and gets fucking
it's just like
yeah.
And I think that's what you're going to see, and it's been talked about with the transfer portal. You're just going to have like in the Final Four, you're going to have the best teams most of the time,
which is not a bad thing.
No. So
like we had the other year where it was San Diego State, FAU, UConn, and whoever the hell else. Who was it? The 11 seed, NC State, I think. I could be wrong. That might have been a different year. Regardless, you had a bunch of teams where it's like, okay, who's going to go get skull-fucked by UConn in the national championship? You have two incredible games. The largest spread is Houston as an underdog. This is a Houston team. I got the shirt on to rep them. Kelvin Sampson, what he's done year after year, is the most impressive coaching performance in college basketball. This team, you just saw him dismantle Tennessee, who looked like arguably the best team in the country, the way that they were running through the tournament with the offense showing up to match one of the best defenses in the country. Houston made them look like they didn't belong on the same court. They couldn't hit a shot. And that's the widest spread that we have, them taking on Duke. But then you got Florida, Auburn, an SEC matchup, the two top teams in the SEC, which is the clear-cut best conference in basketball. We're getting incredible games. And as a fan, I understand you haven't had the buzzer beater upsets, but you had the Maryland game, you had UC San Diego nearly knock off Michigan, you had McNeese over Clemson, you nearly had Colorado State, which that was an incredible game. That was the Maryland game. There was a lot of like near upsets. We've already touched on this. It just is what it is. This is how it's played out. This is not an unprecedented thing. This has happened before where all 4 1 seeds go. And if you look back in history, it's a lot of times there's at least 2 1 seeds and a 2 seed. So it's normally the best teams are getting there. But yeah, we just so have it this year. I think everybody's been talking about it. KenPom ranks since they've started like the 10 best schools or the 10 best teams since KenPom's inception. All 4 of these teams are in the top 10. So
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you can make a case for all 4 of these teams. The past couple years would have probably been the favorite.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, without question. This Duke team is incredible. What they're able to do at every single position, every single player can score. Every single player's got length and can guard every position. But Houston, you would argue, many people would probably say this Houston team's the worst of the 4. This is a Houston team that is a bunch of savages, and now they can shoot. This is the team that smothers you on defense, will bully you on the glass, and now they have multiple high 30%, like 38% plus shooters surrounding a bunch of guys that are going to go relentlessly attack the glass. JoJo Tugler's arguably the best defender in the country. This is not a Houston team anybody wants to see, and you would argue that they're probably the worst of the four. Auburn and Florida, super guard heavy. Janai Brooms, possibly the player of the year. It's just, this is exactly what you want down the stretch. You want good games. You don't want an 11 seed to sneak in here and get beat by 20. So you can make a case that any one of these four teams is going to win the national championship, legitimately. So we will recap, like I said, a very profitable Elite Eight. 5-1 combined, I think. You went 2-0?
3-0.
3-0, but we had something the same.
What did we have the same?
I went 3-1.
You were on the under with me, Alabama and Duke.
Yeah, and then I was on Duke. You were on the Auburn under, and I was on Auburn,
Michigan State, and then I was on Texas Tech.
Yes, and I was on. My one was Tennessee plus 3.5. Got embarrassed. Rick Barnes special, Tennessee special. It's what they do. Yeah, I guess we can talk about Texas Tech. God, that was fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Texas Tech had a 9-point lead with 3 minutes to go. They missed the front end of a 1-and-1 twice. And then Florida hits a bunch of improbable threes and just absolutely rips your heart out. Lindsay told me, my wife told me, I don't even know why I mentioned it. I had the 35-1 ticket on Texas Tech. They were offering me a hefty cash out, and I mentioned it to Lindsay, and she was like, you need to take that. And I immediately was like, they were up 9. Toppin just made the layup to put them up 9. She said it. I said, why'd you say that? And she was like kind of taken aback by my seriousness. I was like, why the fuck did you just say that? And then it all unravels. And that's how it works. That's how it works. So word of advice out there for anybody. When you're watching a game with somebody, never fucking tell the guy with the dice in his hands to stop rolling, okay? Let him go down on his own. Because naturally, it all unravels. And I look at her like, you had a role in that. You played a part in that. She didn't say a word. She got up and went into the bedroom. And I walked in and she's like, that wasn't my fault, right? And I was like, of course, logically I do. But it was fucking, you played a role. You played a role. It absolutely sucks. It's another year. We had a good futures bet last year with Creighton. Number came way down. This one was much better because this Texas Tech team should have won that game. They pulled the rabbit out of their hat against Arkansas, but they should have beat Florida. Should have had them. I think it was a 95% chance of victory per ESPN's metrics, which they don't know shit. Just sucks. It really sucks because I would have been in a prime position to make some money, either hedging or just letting it ride. But I felt like it took the wind out of my sails. I don't know if I can ever wear that Texas Tech hat again. I literally don't. I don't think I can put it on my head. Dude, that sucked so bad. I just sat there for a while and was like, thank God Auburn covered the next game. But that was just a punch in the gut, you know?
Yeah.
They should be in the Final Four. Mm-hmm. That team was good too, dude. I've said it a million times. I can snipe a fucking good value futures bet. It doesn't mean it'll win. But 35-1 at one point it was plus 900. Should have took Florida fucking plus 900 that they were offering. Yeah, fucking idiot. So yeah, 5-1 in the Elite Eight. It's been a profitable tournament. It's been a good run. Like I said, we gave a little bit back in the second round, but we rallied big time in the Elite Eight. We're going to try to keep it going for the Final Four. Only 2 games. We're starting it off with Florida and Auburn. Florida's 2.5-point favorites, give or take. Total sits at 160.5. Same thing. You can probably shop around and find a different number depending on which way you're leaning. Of the 2 games, which one do you feel best about?
Probably this one.
Really? Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, we're gonna go Auburn plus 2.5, minus 105. I don't know if threes are ever gonna pop up. I kind of think maybe these lines are pretty sharp right now. I don't know if we see too much movement, but 2 top 5 offenses in schedule adjusted efficiency, 2 top 10 defenses in schedule adjusted efficiency. Both teams are top 70 at shooting the three, and both teams are top 10 nationally at defending the perimeter. It's like nearly identical teams, except Florida plays with a little bit more pace. We got to go back to the matchup earlier in February where Florida kind of put their name on the map when they beat Auburn on the road 90-81. Florida shot the ball better from behind the arc, 39.4% to Auburn's 31.8%. Auburn got to the foul line 5 more times than Florida in this game, but they hit 1 less free throw. Auburn was 60.9% from the free throw line compared to Florida's 83.3%. Rebounding was identical. Auburn was +4 offensive rebounding. And then Auburn was +4 in the turnover margin as well, but Florida got 4 more points off of turnovers in that game. You can kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, teams that stack up this close, you chalk that first matchup just to a bad game by Auburn. I think it's really hard to beat a team twice when you're evenly matched with them, so I like Auburn +2.5.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I would love a 3. I have pretty much the same thing written down as you. First matchup, Florida shot 13 of 33, 39% from deep. Auburn was only 7 of 22. A key factor here is that Florida was without Elijah Martin in this matchup. Very good scorer, a guard. There's no height advantage. Auburn's got a half inch more in terms of average height, so they match up very evenly there. The fact of the matter is Florida's lucky to be here. They pulled 2 rabbits out of their hat, one against UConn, one against Texas Tech. They should not be in the Final Four right now. Doesn't matter going forward. They are here. But the point is they're not playing their best basketball. Walter Clayton, it's a very misleading 30 points. He got to the free throw line a lot. There was a couple poor calls on 3-point shots, too, that resulted in 6 free throws for him where he's kicking his leg out and it shouldn't have been called. Auburn is winning, but they're also covering. They've covered their last 3 games. They held Creighton to 70 points, Michigan State to 64 points, and Michigan to 65, well below their averages. So defensively, they're playing very well. Who are you going to throw at Walter Clayton Jr.? Auburn has multiple options. You can put Denver Jones on him if you want, similar size. Clayton's a little bit bigger, but Denver Jones is an incredible on-ball defender. Or you can go Chad Baker-Mazara, 6'7", with very long arms, make his life difficult. I think you're going to see them guard the perimeter, and then they have size down low. Howe or Hawk, however you pronounce his fucking last name, I think he could be a potential mismatch for Florida in this one. I'm interested to see who Auburn puts on him. But Auburn has so many guys. They really do. Between Kelly, Pettiford, Denver Jones, Baker-Mazara, they have so many guys that can get hot on any given night from behind the arc. And then Janai Broome, his ability to operate in the low post, which you saw Darian Williams shoot 50% from the floor. I think it was 23 points. JT Toppin got 20 and on not as good of shooting, but he had multiple open looks. And he was clearly bothered by the size in this tournament. The teams he had to match up against, Arkansas and then Florida, the size was bothering him. He got it going when it mattered most, but you're not going to see that with Auburn here. They match up evenly with the size, so there's no disadvantage. And Janai Broome in the low post, the way he's able to maneuver and use leverage and things like that, it is the best in the country. So that's why he's up for National Player of the Year. Everybody hopped off this Auburn bandwagon because they lost 3 out of their last 4 heading into the tournament. I said from the get-go, I thought it was Auburn and Duke. Down the stretch, I felt like Duke pulled away. They were the clear-cut best team, but Auburn was right there as a close second. I was lower on Florida than most people. I think defensively the numbers are good for Florida, but they'll allow you to get some open looks. We saw it with Toppin, wide open in the middle of the lane. I think we're going to see a good game out of Janai Broome. Nursing the arm injury, I understand. They're going to shoot that shit up to the moon, and he's going to be fine, and then you just let the guards go to work. So they handled the boards. They don't turn the ball over a lot. I'm in agreement. I lean Auburn. I would love a 3. I will take 2.5 though, and we'll see what we can do. That's all you got on that one?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're going Auburn. I lean over as well. I'm not gonna make it official, but It is two great defenses, but obviously two good offenses, really good offenses. The thing here, Golden with Florida, the head coach, he's very analytical driven. So that means he wants to move fast and shoot a shitload of threes and go volume, and threes are more than two. And so I could see Auburn being game to hop into that style of play and not shy away from it. So I would lean over to high number, but these two teams score a shitload of points. So, but we'll go Auburn plus 2.5. Second play. Second game, Houston and Duke. Duke is 5.5-point favorites. Which way do you lean in this one?
Yeah, this one's tough, way tougher to me. Everybody knows Duke's the best team, but it's like at what point, or is it near that point where they're laying too many? You know?
Yeah.
I think stylistically, the style of team Houston presents a few problems for Duke, but you just wonder if they're just that much better.
I think they are. So it's like we talked about going into the Elite Eight game against Alabama. And Alabama in the Sweet 16 set a record, hit a shitload of threes like we have never seen before. And I sat right here and I said, watch what Duke does to him. And I don't remember the exact number, but it was like in the 20s in terms of percentage. They shot it terribly. Mark Sears, who hit 10 threes the game before, had a horrible game, which he had been struggling coming into the tournament. He went back to he reverted back to his previous form. This Duke team's ability to guard the perimeter is insane. And Houston wants to run the shot clock down. They want to milk it down, and then a lot of times you will see Emmanuel Sharp kind of force a long three. I just think Duke's ability to guard the perimeter is going to make life extremely difficult. Jawan Roberts is a very good player. So the leg up for Houston here is the experience. They have a lot of guys who have been around the block. Duke's very young. A lot of young freshmen all over the court. So what's going to prevail, I guess, is the question. I don't feel good about it either way. I do think Duke is really fucking good. Like I told you, I was considering maybe a Houston first half. Did you pull the trigger on anything? I have not currently. Other than...
No, I haven't.
Okay. Do you see a first half number?
Let me go look.
I doubt they'll give a 3.
2.5.
No threes.
Even money, though. Or minus 105 is the best.
Okay.
Plus 2.5. I think, I don't know, dude. If Houston wants a chance to win, they're going to have a good game from their defense. Like, they're going to have to lock them up, you know?
Yeah, and
I just don't see Houston putting together enough offense here to outdo Duke.
No, I agree. And we saw Cooper Flagg against, who was it? Oh, it was Alabama. Against Alabama, and granted, they handled them, but we saw Cooper Flagg kind of getting muscled and pushed around a little bit, and he was trying to attack the rim, and Grant Nelson was rejecting him, but even when he's trying to back people down, he was getting pushed around. This is a completely different fucking animal that you're about to go up against with Houston. So, I mean, what are you leaning? Taking the points with Houston? Going under?
I might go under 137. Yeah, I think... You look at it, it's the nation's number one offense in schedule-adjusted efficiency in Duke versus the nation's number one defense in schedule-adjusted efficiency in Houston. I really do. I think Houston might be able to give them a game here, but I think it's got to come from their defense. You look at average possession length for both of the defense, both rank outside the top 250 in longest possession. So they're making teams hold the ball close to 19 seconds per possession, both of these defenses. So, yeah, I think Houston might be able to get some rebounds here against them, maybe. I don't know.
They're
so big.
Yeah.
But Houston's active. They play bigger than their average size, so I think it's going to be a physical game, and maybe you're right. Maybe at first it's a little too much for Duke, and then they have to come back in the second half. But I think what's most likely to happen is that these defenses step up here. So I'm going to go under 137.
Yeah. So best number is 2.5 first half.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll go with that, I guess. I would really like a 3, dude. I really do think that it's going to be an adjustment for Duke. They're going to have to – you're going to get out there, you're going to play, you're going to go, oh, shit, okay. You're going to see what Houston wants to do defensively, and then Nate Oates said it in his post-game press conference where he was like, every move we made, Duke countered it perfectly. John Shire's a very good coach, and this entire team is open to coaching. They're receptive to his coaching, and they just have so much talent. So you're going to be able to find somewhat of a mismatch, whether it's Uzan or Cryer or somebody like that, because everybody can fucking shoot. Knipple can shoot. Flagg can shoot. Proctor can shoot. Sion James can. Everyone can shoot other than Maluak, which he'll go down and get the fucking rebounds. So I'll go first half. Houston first half plus 2.5, and just bank on the fact that Kelvin Sampson's one of the best coaches in the sport, and this is a bunch of grown men down there that it's going to be a wake-up call for Cooper Flagg. It really is. I would imagine they're going to put JoJo Tugler on him, but just the way that when this team is locked in, playing in sync defensively, it is like a work of art. This team is so fucking good when they're locked in. But it's hard to trust the offense sometimes. Because if the threes aren't falling, where's the offense going to come from? Because I don't think that around the rim you're not really going to be able to attack with Maluak. And this Duke team's so deep. So, I mean, you saw 69 points against Tennessee, which that was such a slow-paced game, and neither team was shooting it well. But 62-60 against Purdue. So Duke doesn't play at a super fast tempo. They can get out and run just because of the athletes that they have, but they don't play at a super fast tempo either. It's going to be very minimal possessions this entire game. But nobody wants to lose the game early. So you may see a slower start and a little more emphasis of running through the offensive sets and all of that. And it's tough to do that against Houston's half-court defense. So I'll go Houston plus 2.5 first half. But I have the bet on Duke to win the national championship. So it's like I said before, I don't want to get in front of this Duke team to fade them because I think they're that fucking good. I'm kind of doing it now, but at the same time, I'm kind of not. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll go Houston plus 2.5 first half, just out of respect. I got the shirt on. Kelvin Sampson's the best coach in the sport, arguably. And I just love this Houston team, dude. I followed them for so long now, and they just reload every single year. They got 2 top 10 McDonald's All-Americans coming in. It's remarkable what they've been able to do.
Yeah, I honestly think this might be Duke's toughest test.
Oh, I agree. Stylistically.
Because the next game, regardless of who wins between Florida or Auburn, it's like, okay, it's the same style of team as Duke, except Duke's just better. So it's
100%. They're in their comfort zone.
This is just a different style, and I think it could present problems for Duke.
Well, this is going to be a culture shock. It's complete opposites of cultures, for one, whereas like one's a little more buttoned up. Not that Houston's not. Like they have completely bought into what Kelvin Sampson wants them to do. But it's a bunch of fucking savages down there, whereas you got Duke all buttoned up and fucking just a different – like Con Knipple and JoJo Tugler are 2 completely different people. And Houston's going to punch him in the fucking mouth. I think Duke's good enough to respond in the second half, preferably. But, yeah, stylistically, matchups make fights. This is the defense versus the offense. Whereas, yeah, with Florida, they want to run and gun. Duke can do that. Duke can do that with the best of them, and their defense is better than Florida's defense. So they'll feel right at home with that game, whereas this one, it's got to be like, whoa, okay, we're completely out of what we want to do in our comfort zone. So there's going to be an adjustment that has to be made. I think they're good enough to do it, but what Kelvin Sampson's done with this team and get them to the Final Four again, and every year just reloading, and it's extremely, extremely impressive. It really is. Jawan Roberts was a role player on the teams in years past. Now he's the primary post option and arguably the anchor of the defense. So, yeah, we'll go Houston plus 2.5 first half. Bam, do you have a best bet for either one of these 2 games?
Florida Auburn over 160.5.
Okay.
There's 159.5s available.
I'll take that.
Bingo. Alrighty, there you go. That is our best bets for the Final Four. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Nope.
Bam, do you have anything to say before we go?
Good luck.
Hit the like and subscribe button. It's been a profitable tournament. We're going to try to close it out the right way. Don't be one of those people that say the tournament sucks. The tournament never sucks. It is what it is. The tournament is the tournament, and you get a different variation of it every year. But the March Madness tournament is the best thing we have going for us. So hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, we're going to try to end this on the right foot and make some more money. Good luck.
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this good. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good. I liked it.